Hey everybody, Poker Dad here. I know I just put up a video last night, but I just wanted to post this study video. And really, it's not that much of a study video; it's more is a hand review. And I'm not going to be breaking it down combo by combo, but just going through some hands here. So these hands that I'm looking at are my last 100 hands that I played out of position. I am getting crushed out of position lately, and I want to see if I could pick up anything here, just looking quickly through these last 100 hands. So I figured I would make this video, and let's go through them together. So here we have ace ace, which of course I'm going to 3-bet here from the big blind, and the board is paired. Of course, I'm going to throw out a c-bet here with top pair, especially having a diamond as well, which helps. And my opponent calls, and a 9 comes out. So the 9 here, this is the last hand I played last night, and I definitely outplayed myself here in a way. I definitely should have bet here in this spot, but I did check with the intention to call, so it wasn't like I was going to not call. So then at that point, probably what I really should do here is just bet, and then if he raises, then maybe I could put him on something like a full house or something like that. And maybe get out of the hand. So by giving him the initiative, I kind of lost control of this hand here. I call, and again I check, and he shoves me all in, and I end up calling with my aces, which I think ultimately the reason why this hand got so out of control, as you can see at a full house, is because of the fact I really should have bet that turn as well. Next hand here, we have 10-6 suited from the button, and from the big blind we get called from, and button open raise, and we check here, and he checks back. Here, 2 of clubs comes out, so I put out a pro bet here, and he does call it, and very nice. I end up hitting the flush on the river, so I throw out a value bet, and he folds. $10-9 here from the small blind. Definitely checking here. He checks back. 5 comes out. Still no help, so he'll go check check again. And the 2 comes out, and here I put out a bluff here. And as we can really see, this is just not a very good bluff at all. I'm not really representing much of anything. Looks like I'm just throwing out a, if I had a 2 here, I would go check and hope to go check check. So this bluff really actually made no sense at all. There's nothing I'm blocking to make any kind of real hand here, so this was definitely bad bluff, and my opponent called me on it, and as you'll see, he called me with king jack king high, so even he knew it was a really bad bluff, and he called it. Here I have 6-5 suited from the small blind, get called by the big blind here, and I go check check, and 6 comes out here. So I actually throw out a bet here. Really, since I was the open raiser here, I think actually I should have just checked this. He ended up folding, but really, this should have been a check here. In fact, there really isn't much that I would be betting here, except I could be, hands I guess I would be betting here with is probably going to be a king or a 10, more likely than a 6, fourth pair. And, he might have also still had a king or a 10 and been checking back because he doesn't have an ace, doesn't have any kind of flush draws or anything like that, which is why maybe he doesn't take a stab at it when I check. So ultimately here, I think the 6-5, even though I won the hand, was not a good bet. I should have just checked this here with fourth pair and no draws, no real way to improve my hand at all. Here we get open raise from the cutoff, and a button calls, and with ace jack, I don't want to just flat in the big blind, even though I could because I'd have good relative position. I actually ended up deciding to isolate here. and the isolation does work. The flop doesn't really come out in my favor though. I have no draws. I just have 2 overcards here. I mean, hands that I would. I mean, if we think about here, I isolated in the big blind. You know, I could have some nut flush draws that I would bet here. I'm not going to have a lot of sets probably because I'm probably not doing this with 2 or 3. Probably not even doing this with 6. I don't have many sets at all. I'm not doing this with 3-2 suited. In a way, it could be possible that Ace Jack offsuit actually, if I actually break down what I should be c-betting here, Ace Jack offsuit actually might be a hand to c-bet here because of the fact that I'm just not going to have too many value hands here. I'm not even going to really have much top pair. I mean, my value hands are going to be over pairs. You know, and I'd be betting, like I said, I'd be betting flush draws here and some backdoor flush draws possibly too. Because, I mean, I'm not going to have, like I said, I'm not going to have many sets here. 2 pair I'm not going to have. And it's very unlikely I'm going to have, you know, any top pair unless I have, you know, unless I have some combinations of suited aces with 3, 6s, and 2s. The only logical thing here. So if I throw out a c-bet here, if he doesn't have a pair, he's probably going to end up folding that. But I did check, and it goes check, check. 8 comes out, check, and he bets, and I fold. So that was probably a missed opportunity for a c-bet there. Here we get a limp, and I end up raising it up from the small blind, which actually, in retrospect, I really don't like this play. I don't want to fold it, but I could just also flat this here. The problem with flatting it though is I'm just in a terrible position here, being a small blind. That's why I decided I didn't want to fold the ace-10 here to a limper. Rather play him heads up, and that's what I ended up doing. Here I throw out the c-bet with top pair, and he ends up calling me here. 5 of spades comes out here, so this right here, actually, I ended up checking it, but I really should have bet this here. Having the 10 of spades does give me a flush draw here, and I still have top pair as well. So the check, I don't know why I checked this here. Normally this would definitely be a bet for me. And then he puts out a huge bet, and I decide to just call it. So again, this is a similar situation to when I lost to the full house there, was the fact that, you know, I really should have double barreled here. And, you know, maybe then I get a call, but see, you know, I'm checking and calling doesn't really make much sense here with this board here, because he could very easily have a flush, even though I am blocking a spade here. And king of spades comes out, I check, and he checks behind, and we actually end up taking down the pot. But again, I just would prefer to, I really should have bet here. And then, you know, then it would have given me the opportunity even to bet 3 streets here as well. I don't know if he would have called with his ace, but he definitely would have called it. I think he would have called the turn with the ace. It's possible. Here we have queen 3 in a limp pot. I'm not going to go over this hand here. These hands like that, we're not going to go over those. Ace Jack suited here from the cutoff. We get a call from the button. So not the best situation for us here. But we do land a pair of aces. So we're definitely going to c-bet here. And he calls us. Queen comes out. Don't mind this at all. Definitely throw out a double barrel here. And he calls us. He's not raising us, so he could always have just like a weaker ace probably. If he had ace queen, I'm sure he would raise us here, and you know, he would have 3-bet ace queen, he would 3-bet ace king. So ace jack, I feel pretty good about it. There's no draws really out here. 4 comes out. Diamonds, don't really love that, but I do throw out another value bet here with top pair, and he does call me. Obviously, if he raised me here, I could easily fold out of this hand. And as luck would have it, he had ace jack, so it was a split pot. Here I have kings, and of course I'm going to 3-bet, and we get a call from the middle position. Pretty good board here for me. I'm just going to throw out a c-bet, and my opponent folds. Here I have queen 10 offsuit from the big blind. Board is 889, so we do have a gut shot here. And because it's a paired board, I think this is actually a good spot to throw out a c-bet here with the gut shot. Also having a queen of diamonds helps as well, but I do not. So I think I definitely should have thrown out a c-bet here with the gut shot. My opponent bets and I call. So, I mean, again, it's the same exact thing, but now I've given him initiative. I really should have just c-bet here. 10 comes out now, so we have a pair, of course, technically two pair. Still a gut shot as well. So we call again. You know, I gave up initiative. I could have easily just kept the initiative here, and you know, if I would have kept the initiative, it's just easier having the initiative, even if I'm out of position. 6 comes out here. Now I check, and he checks behind, and it's another split pot actually. Here I have ace king, and I 3-bet here from the big blind, and we get a call from the middle position. So here we just have two overcards. On a pretty wet board, we got a flush draw out there, plus we have a straight draw out there as well with 3, 4, 5. But we also have a gut shot as well. So because we have a gut shot here, I can make a case for actually c-betting this. If I actually broke down the combos, especially having a king of spades here, adds to the fact that on this particular board, for the 3-bet, you know, I'm not going to have many 3s, 4s, or 5s in my range. So I don't have too many value combos. Really, over pairs are my value combos, and you know, I could have, you know, there's two combos of well, let's just not say I have an ace of hearts, of course, and forgetting what the hands that I do have here. Like if I have ace 5, you know, there are 3 combos of ace 5 I could have. So ultimately here, this overpair with a gut shot should be a bet here. And I do, so that's good. And we get a call. 6 comes out, so I definitely don't like the 6 now because any 2 or 7 makes a straight. My hand did not improve here, so I really should just be checking this, and I do. And when he bets, I just should fold out of this hand. Here we get a button open raise. This guy was open raising pretty big. Not sure if I should have tightened up my big blind calling range when this guy's opening so big. But Jack 10 I'm okay with because, you know, I can make straights out of this. Flop comes and really nothing doing here. I check and he checks back. And here I just throw out a probe bet and he calls me. And a 7 comes out here, and I should just throw out another bet here as a bluff, since I bluff the turn would be the right play, and I do, and he folds it up. So this hand, I like the way this one played out. Here I call 6-5 offsuit. Again, probably shouldn't be calling 6-5 offsuit, just like the Jack 10 offsuit. It's such a big bet. You know, it's a 3.5x bet. I check here. He throws a c-bet. Of course, I'm going to fold. So those are hands right there. You know, I know I won the Jack 10, but you know, the Jack 10. Okay, I can make a better case for it than the 6-5. The 6-5 really can make such limited hands. At least the Jack 10 can make nut straights. Here I open up in the small blind from ace 4 offsuit, and we get a call. So here we have a gut shot. Now here I could have all these sets of 2, sets of 6s, sets of 3s. I could even have 2, 3, 2 pair here. I could have some top pairs here. So out of position, actually the gut shot may not be a c-bet. It might actually just be a check fold here out of position. But you know, really, I think actually, when I think about it, you know, this is a very normal spot here. So even though I'm out of position, I should actually be betting my I should actually be betting my gut shots because he's going to be calling me pretty wide also from the big blind. So actually, my gut shots here I really should be betting, and I do. And he folds it up. Here we get again, same thing. Obviously, this is the same player. And 9-8, 9-8 offsuit we call again to the 3.5x. So again, I think maybe 3.5x, 9-8 offsuit, I could probably fold this. We do hit an open ender, which is great. I check and he bets, and I definitely should be throwing out a raise here, and I do. He folds it up. Here we're going to open from the cutoff, and we call with King 10 offsuit, and we don't really hit much of anything here. Just a chance for a potential open ender, but out of position, we're just going to easily fold this up. Here we have a backdoor flush draw. I check it, he bets, and I think I should just definitely fold this here. And I called. I definitely don't think this is the right call. I don't think backdoor flush draws, especially with 3-5, should be in my check calling range here, out of position. I check, he bets again, I fold. So that was, I don't like that. I don't like that play at all. Here we have 5-5. I open it up, and we get 3 from the button, and I call. Hit a set, so this is good. We check, he checks back. Now because I have a set here, my hand is so strong. I'm actually not going to throw out a pro bet here. I know that there is a flush draw out there, but it's just better for me to check call or check raise. Unfortunately, checks back. Now here on the river, I'm going to actually throw out a bet here. I'm not sure if this is the right play or not. I think it is though, because the last thing I want to do is check and then him do something crazy like shove, shove as a bluff, and then I got to fold my 5. So I think I just rather bet here and just bet small, half pot, and he folds it up anyway. Because if he raises me here, then I could possibly put him on a flush. But if I check and he does something crazy like an overbet or something like that, it puts me in a really tough spot that I end up having to fold. So it's just better for me to lead that river. And I don't want to. And the other thing is, I don't want to go check either, because I don't want, I don't want to have to rely on him to bet with a set. But it is unfortunate that I landed a set and was unable to really get any value on it at all. I got no streets of value, unfortunately. But, I wasn't a pre-flop aggressor, so, and I was out of position, so you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose streets of value there. King Queen suited here from the small blind. We get top pair here. This is a pretty easy C bet here. I bet a little bit on the larger side to charge for any kind of draws that he may have, and he folded up. Here we get a button open, and we call with Jack 6 suited in the big blind. We have a backdoor flush draw, and we could also improve to a gut shot. But being out of position, we'll just check this here, and if he bets, we'll fold. So we called here. So I definitely don't like this call. A little bit too wide of a call. I have hands here, obviously. Again, sets here. I could have 2 pairs here. Can have plenty, and there are plenty of pairs. There are plenty of pairs of kings, 7s, 8s, all that stuff. Jack 6 should not be in my check calling range here. 5 comes out and it gives me an open ender now, and he bets and I fold it. So see here, I even just fold the open ender, and this is why, it doesn't make any sense here for me to call this, because now the bet is so large. If we take a look, let me go back. I froze up here for some reason. What happened? I think my video froze too. Okay, we're back. I think I had like a little bit of a glitch there. He bets here 30%. Obviously, I don't have enough equity here to call this. So that's why really I should have just folded that that flop. Here we get a button open, and I call it ace-9 offsuit. And again, nothing really happening here. So this should just be an easy check fold. If he bets, he doesn't. 2 comes out. So this was a mistake. I should have probe bet this here. So I didn't probe this for whatever reason. That was a mistake. He bets, and then I fold. So I could have taken the pot down there in a turn. Here I 3-bet the king-queen suited, and my opponent calls. We get top pair, so this is an easy c-bet here. I bet half pot in a 3-bet pot, and my opponent calls us here. Ace comes out, so definitely don't love the ace here. So this is an interesting situation I was looking at last night. I end up throwing out a bet here, and I actually think this is a bad bet with second pair here on his board. You know, I 3-bet from the big blind. You know, I could have sets of queens. I could have aces. Now have sets of aces. I could have. There were kings that I could have had here. I had plenty of flush draws. I had some backdoor flush draws originally on my original bet. The queen here, especially because I'm looking to bet more value here. You know, I could have ace queen that I could bet here. I think king queen just needs to go into my check folding range here. In fact, let me just look at this one real quick on Flopzilla, because this is a hand I did want to review. So let's actually just take a quick look, and I'm going to look at my combos here on this one. So let me just pull up Flopzilla, and let me just pull up my. This was this under the gun or middle position? Okay, this was under the gun. So I'm in the big blind facing under the gun. So my 3-bet range is going to look like this. Queen, queen, and jack, jack, and 8-7, 6-5. Okay, this is going to be my 3-bet range here. And the board was what? Whoops. The board on the flop was 2 of hearts, queen of hearts, and 4 spades. My computer's lagging big time. I apologize if the video's having some problems. My computer's just lagging big time right now. So let's just take a look here at what first of all, what hands I'd be c-betting here. So I'm going to just take all this out first. Now I am out of position. Also, just another thing to keep in mind is I am out of position here, and I got called by the under the gun, which is not a great situation for me. Hang on. I see why I'm lagging so much. I have 3 poker clients open. So this is what I want to do here is I want to only bet 50% of my range. So let me just break out the calculator here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have 74 combos here, and I want to bet 50% of them. So 74 times 50% comes out to being 37 combos I'm going to c-bet. And of those 37, 33% of them will be for value. So I'll have 12 value combos, and that will make the rest 37 minus 12 bluff combos, 25 bluff combos. Okay, so what are my value combos here? Well, we have sets of queens. I said 12 value combos, so we actually have a little bit more because we'll do our overpairs. So actually, our top pair of king queen suited here would actually be, because I'm only betting 50% of my range. King queen suited actually should be a check here, because now let's see, I want 25 bluff combos, right? Total 37 approximately. We'll add 2 more, so we'll make 39. So we have all of these flush draws, and I like backdoor. I just like backdoor flush draws better than gut shots, just because there are more ways to. But we don't have any OESDs. I like backdoor flush draws better because there are more ways to improve the hand than a gut shot. But a gut shot, you only need one more card. So I think gut shots should still be stronger here. Ace 5 and 6 5. So let's best the gut shots first. Gut shots should take priority over backdoor flush draws anyway, I believe. I don't have Hold'em EQ out to know the exact equity here, but and we can still actually bet our backdoor flush draws anyway. That gives us 38 combos. So I don't even need to move forward here. I can see that my king queen suited with the diamonds should have actually been a check. So if I have king queen suited spades, as you can see, that would be a bet. But king queen suited of diamonds actually should have been a check here. So I don't even need to move forward. So we already know now that if I have king queen here, then I should be checking. The thing is, it's top pair, makes it a little more difficult, but you can say, all right, well, I mean, I only have 2 combos of queens. I mean, for the sake of this exercise, let's add in the queens here. Well, now we have more combos of it, but 42 combos. I just have a hard time checking the queens and giving up initiative here. Even though I don't have, I think I at least want to at least bet the queens here, even though I don't have any draws. It's just simply a queen. But for the sake of argument, let's do this. And let's now throw out the ace of clubs, because I just really want to see, more importantly, in this spot, should I be betting this queen on the turn like I did. So we have 37 combos after card removal on the turn. And I want to bet, my C bet should contain on the turn here, we want more value here on the turn. So 37 times 50%, of course, is 18. So we want 18 value and 18 bluff combos. So we have the sets here with the aces and the queens. We have 2 pairs with ace queen. And see, we have all these aces as well. We have 21 combos of aces here. So I think definitely the ace king would be the best one so far. That would be another 12. So 10 plus 12 is 22. So we can roll with that. If we just take the ace kings, that's 22 combos, which is pretty good enough. We want 18, but we get 22. And we could actually check the rest of our aces here. Anything below ace queen here, which would kind of make sense in this spot. And then we want to bet we have 9 flush draws. And what else do we have in terms of bluffs? We have 15 gut shots, but one of those is ace 5, so it gives about 40 combos, which is okay because we took some more pairs as well. Oh, I guess I kind of wait. Let me hang on. I screwed that up because I didn't have I didn't have this. I didn't have this clicked on here, so it should still be the same thing. Sets, 2 pairs, top. Oh, ace king offsuit wouldn't be in here. Okay. So we have 9 combos of. That's 18. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted, was 18. All right, so we didn't have ace king offsuit because we dumped ace king offsuit. We dumped ace king offsuit on the flop. Okay, flush draws. So we have 9 flush draws, and we have the gut shots here. So I think we keep. Let's see. Ace 5 won't count, so 27. 18. Oh, I screwed up again. I'm sorry. I keep on screwing up. I apologize. I apologize. So 37, actually 37 combos times 50% is 18. So we have to actually, it's 9 and 9. It's 9 and 9. So let me go backwards. I apologize. This is my study session, just posting it up on YouTube. You guys, I apologize for any kind of mistakes I'm making. So let's do this one more time. What am I doing? All right, so we want 9. So we got sets and 2 pair. So we actually would be checking our aces even here, which is interesting. And we would just be betting our flush draws. So, but I mean, we have plenty of aces here. We have aces with the hearts, so we would be checking any ace that doesn't have a heart. So any ace that's not a flush draw. So again, king queen suited would be gone. So yeah. So basically, it took a little bit longer for me to figure this out than I really wanted to. But king queen suited definitely. I'm just okay with betting it here, even though we don't have any draws, because I don't want to get bluffed here and I don't want to give up initiative. But here I definitely need to check this, and as we go call, and then I bet the river too. So look how much money, and then he raised it. So we lost a ton of money on this pot on a turn that really should have been a check fold. Here we have ace queen. Again, top pair here with the ace. Definitely something I just want to bet here, especially we have an ace of spades as well, which helps things for us. So we throw out a bet, and we get a fold. Again, here, same thing. King 5 offsuit. This guy's betting $1.75. The thing is, like, he kept on betting $1.75. I would have been folding like way too much from the big blind, but maybe it's the right play. But obviously, you go check fold here. Here we 3-bet the ace queen offsuit from the big blind versus cutoff open. Oh, I'm sorry. What did we do? I'm sorry. Oh, he 3-bet here. So I called this hoping that he would call 2 and he folds it, because this was giving me good position. But I think actually in retrospect, ace queen here should have been a fold in a small blind. Here I throw out a pro bet and I take down the pot. But I don't know. I'm not really sure about this, if this was a good play or not. I mean, I wasn't the big blind, which helps. And if he would have called me here, a multi-way pot actually would have been okay for me here in terms of position. But yeah, I'm not sure if I should have called that or not. It's a ace queen. I have trouble folding in this spot here. I definitely wasn't going to 4-bet, so I guess I'm okay flatting the. I guess I should be okay flatting the 3-bet here in the big blind. I'm not sure if 3-betting or 4-betting is the better spot there. I'm not really too sure about that. It's something I really need to learn. Here I flat a7 in the big blind, of course. So we get a backdoor flush draw and second pair. So definitely just going to check call this here. Now we have third pair, no more flush draw. So this is a hand that if he would have bet, I would definitely have folded here. So this is a spot here with the 7 that when he bets the flop and checks the turn, I need to stab out here on the river with fourth pair. No, actually that's wrong. That's wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. With fourth pair here, I should just check and hope he checks back. Actually, is the correct play based on what I've learned. Is actually about the pro bets, which this would be a pro bet, and here actually with the 7, I should just check and hope it checks back, and I could take it down. So I wouldn't want to bet here. So I do check, and he bets, and of course I'm going to fold. Here, small 3 bet. Of course, we're going to call with 8s. I have second pair, out of position. I check, and he puts out a huge bet here. I mean, the hands that I would want to call with here are going to be I want to take, let's just take a look at this one here also, because I'm not entirely sure and I don't want to guess it. So I am in the middle position and I'm calling a 3 bet from the cutoff. But I'm going to defend a little bit wider than I normally would because of the fact that it's such a small bet. Hang on. So like I'm definitely going to have all my suited aces here. Ace queen, ace king offsuit. I can call here actually. Like all this stuff. 4 bet bluff that. I'm gonna definitely have more hands in my range, and I'm definitely gonna be calling to such a small 3 bet. I want to have all this stuff here. Okay. And let's see. We'll keep these suited connectors too. I think this is pretty good. We'll just throw the king 10 in there for the sake of argument. So the flop brings 3 of spades, ace of diamonds, and 2 of clubs here. So let's take a look. I'm going to be continuing with 50% of my range. So again, let's take a look. We'll break out notepad here. So I'm going to defend here with 50% of my range. I have 176 combos. So 176 divided by 2 is an easy way to do it. I want to call with 88 combos. So let's see if the 8s fall into that here. I mean, obviously I don't have a lot of 3s and 2s, so I think 8s probably should be a call. Here's 5-4 suited. Our sets here, 3-3-2-2. This is straights. Our 2 pairs, ace-3 and ace-2. So we have a ton of top pairs here. So we're calling all these top pairs. That's 68 combos already. And then here's pocket pairs. Pocket pairs below top pairs here. So that would bring us to 104 combos. So maybe I'm just going to call with where I have diamonds, spades, or clubs. So let's just do that. Diamonds, spades, or clubs. So well, I mean that would be every single combo would have diamonds, spades, or clubs. Duh. So maybe I just call obviously my best ones here. So how many? If I want 88 combos, that's 20 combos. So 6, 12, 18, 22. Yeah, I'm gonna do that over because I have the aces already, so I got nut backdoor flush draws. Um, I have the aces up there, so I have some gut shots already. So yeah, I think this is my calling range, which means I definitely should have called the 8-8 here. But I check fold it. Oh, I called it. Okay, good. And now the ace comes out here. So this is interesting. I want to take a look at this. Here, I believe I actually check fold. Again, I mean, his bet is huge. It's an over bet. Let's take a look. So let's throw out an ace of, that was what, an ace of spades here. And we have 73 combos after card removal because we lost a bunch of aces. And again, of that, I want to call 50%. So I want to call 36 combos. So what do we got? We have full houses. We have 9 combos of full house, 4 combos of straight. And look, you can see right here, we have 36 combos of 3 aces. 49 combos. Yeah, so, oh wait, I screwed up again. I keep on doing this. Alright, full house, we have 9 combos. Same thing. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. 49 combos. I mean, so I would say I call 36, but I'm going to call all my aces too. I'm not going to fold 3 aces here. Even though I should, you could say, all right, well, I can get rid of the worst 3 ace combos. That would be a lot, though. It'd be tons of them, unless I'm dumping. I can't see dumping these aces. I'm okay on calling, but it's just, yeah, I'm okay on calling them, even though the problem is we're possibly set up to be beaten by a full house. He did 3-bet, so, and this was middle position versus. This was middle position versus cutoff. I mean, cutoff, it's unlikely he's 3-betting 9s, 8s, all. It's obviously it's unlikely he's 3-betting 3s or 2s from that position, which gives us, I think, more reason to call here, especially because we're blocking an ace or 2 aces on the board. So it could be unlikely that he has an ace, and it's also unlikely he has a full house. So, yeah, but the 8s, of course, are definitely a fold here. Very good. Here I have jacks. So all these hands, by the way, were from last night. I think they were all. I think they were all from last night. There's a lot of out of position hands, by the way. Yeah, these are all, of course, out of position hands seen the flop. But I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll cut this video off after like an hour. Here we get Jack Jack. And here we open this up. So I think, again, sets here, I can see bet. Jacks with a spade, I can see bet here. Obviously, I don't have many two. I do. I have. We're in a small blind, so I have 2 combos of 6-4. I can see bet here. I have other 2-pair combos because I have queen 6. I have queen 4 here as well. So I have plenty of 2-pair combos. I have my overpairs with aces and kings. I have tons of queens here. So I think Jack Jack here without the spade is just going to be a check here. So I bet. I definitely think I should have checked this. Opponent calls. 2 comes out, and again, this surely should just be a check. And he bets, and we should have folded this hand. And 4 comes out, he bets, and then we finally fold on the river. So I think this is a hand that we definitely should not have c-bet here. It just looks sexy because, oh, we got jacks, but, and look, he could have definitely bluffed us off the pot. It's possible that he did. But I mean, just simple hand reading too. He could always have a queen, and, and it came out with a 6 too. So he could have had a four, and now has and now has three fours that he calls our bet with is always possible. Um, so it is very possible that we definitely were beat here. But out of position in this spot here, if we're in position, so a different story. If we're in position here, those jacks are a clear bet. But being out of position, the jacks are really a check with all the other value hands that we could have. It makes a big difference being in position and out of position, of course. Here the queen 10. But all right, so here's the thing though, is I mean this is blind versus blind. I think about it, right? Blind versus blind. Maybe this should be a C bet here. All right, let's just take a look. Because blind versus blind, I really should be C betting 70% of my range actually, because these guys are going to be calling so huge, so wide here from the big blind. So I really should be betting about 70% of my range. Let me take a look at this one too. So now I am curious about this as well. Let me break out my small blind open. Obviously, you got a ton of combos here, so and we got queen of spades, four of diamonds, six of spades. And let's take a look here. So I have, after card removal, 701 combos. So let's say now really the best play here is going to be, because it's blind versus blind, it's just a normal situation. He's calling me wide. Well, we can see bet 70% of our range here. So 701 times 70% is C betting 490 combos. And of those 490, we'll make 161 value and 329 bluffs. So let's take a look. So we got our sets. We have our two pairs. So let's say we have all those two pairs there with the queens. We have the over pairs with the aces and the kings. We have tons of queens here. So we're looking for 161 value combos. We're up to 127 already. So the next value combos are going to end up being our pocket pairs below top pair. So actually, yeah, the jack should be a C bet here. The jack should be a C bet here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. So okay. So the C bet actually was fine here. But I think on the turn, the jack should go away. Let's take a look. Let's keep on going. Why stop there, right? We don't have many bluffs, by the way. So we got the flush draws, we got the open-ended straight draws, we got the gut shots, we got the backdoor flush draws. This only brings us to 262 combos, and we want 490. So we'll just have to throw our middle pairs in here, our weak pairs. It brings us to 355. We're still way short on combos. I mean, we can make a case to even bet over ace highs with the way this board is, but we have a lot of that stuff already, with the draws. So I don't think there's really any reason to force anything in here. It's still going to be pretty. Let's see. This is 50%. So that's actually interesting. So this is 50%, and I said I was going to see what's 50%. I mean, there's really just nothing else really I want to actually bet here. I would just be throwing in a lot of garbage, and and just like a lot of bad garbage. So I think 50% actually is really fine here in this spot. Small blind versus big blind because our range is so big, the way the board is. So jacks actually would be it. So we'd definitely be calling jacks. I'd be betting jacks, of course. So when that turn comes out at 2 of clubs, Okay, we have 350 combos. And let's stick with 70% for now. So 350 times 70% is 245. And we want to divide it up equally between bluffs and, whoops, 245, 122 each. So we got straights, sets, two pairs, all of that, over pairs, and we have all of these queens here. That brings us to 133 combos with all the top pairs. So even if we got rid of like the junk top pairs, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Especially the offsuit. Actually, really more so the offsuit ones we can do. The 78 and the 9. Because those will be picked up on gut shot. Really, the 8 and the 9, the 10, like those, the 8 and 9 more so, I think. If we were going to really nitpick this here. That brings us like 115 about. So, and then we got plenty. We have all these flush draws here that we could definitely be betting, and we got tons of gut shots here. There's no open enders, not a ton of. I mean, not a ton of flush draws, only 41 combos, but we have 60 combos of gut shots. This brings us to 198. Still not up to that 245. So we can be betting our pocket pairs below top pairs. Brings us to 228. And maybe even just double barreling our middle pairs here. Probably a little bit ambitious here with the middle pairs. But yeah, the bottom line is here, we could definitely be betting jacks here. And we check it. So we probably actually should have bet the jacks here. He bets, and we call it. You know, again, now we're just giving up initiative, and we're allowing him to possibly bluff us off this hand. So we should have actually double barreled the jacks here, and I think part of that is because this board is such a low board that we're limited in the terms of good second pairs that we can have here, which is why then they can hand like jacks is going to end up coming along. So we have less combos of these lower cards, which is going to bring more pocket pairs into the picture. So I think that's interesting. Let's take a look at one more hand. We got Queen 10 suited here from the small blind. I'm sorry, from the middle position. And we get a call from the cutoff. We get two pair here. Obviously, we're going to definitely c-bet this. And we get a call. And a 9 comes out. And we, of course, going to throw out a double barrel. And we get a raise here. And I do call, of course I'm going to call it the 2 pair. And a 2 comes out, I check, and he shoves. And I actually end up folding here. And the reason why I folded is I kind of put him on a set. Let's take a look. Let's just take a quick look at this hand from a hand reading perspective. So what we've been doing is we've been looking at my range here. We're actually going to hand read. So let's take a look at Queen 10. I have Queen 10. And my opponent here, I have 251 hands on him thus far. And so let me give him a range of 30 minus 8. So I'm going to give this range here. His VPIP is 30. Let me see. He's in the middle. He's in cutoff. His cutoff, how many hands we have from cutoff with him? 50 hands. I'm just going to go with his total sample size because 50 hands is just not enough. So 30. And we'll say he's, whoops. Cutoff for his middle position, let's just say about 4% is going to be his 3-bet here. Again, I don't really have a big sample size on him, so this is what I'm going to make his 3-bet, which seems pretty standard here. Maybe he'll also 3-bet these suited ace-jack, ace-10, those hands like that. More likely he's doing that than flatting these. I don't think he's flatting these here. He's going to 3-bet those most likely. Same thing with the jack-10 suited. Okay, so let's give him this range here. What was his? I mean, he's a 30 VPIP, so I can give him these other suited kings. I think are fine here. All right, so the board came out Queen 10 and 4 of hearts, and he calls. So let's take a look here. Now, also I could tell you that he folds the c-bet 63% of the time. Now again, super small sample size, but we can take it that maybe he's a player who is just going to be calling draws and maybe top pairs, maybe second pair. Seems like the player type that he's probably going to end up being here. So obviously his sets, I'm not going to automatically say that he's going to raise these here. I don't know how aggressive he is. So we'll just put these in his calling range. His top pairs here. Let's take some draws. His open-enders. Even though like a lot of these here he might be raising. That's 29. That's 29%. So let's just give him middle pairs as well. With the 10s, he would call the 10s too. He's not going to fold the 10s. So this looks about right as a potential calling range for him. And of course we have good equity here with our 2-pair. So let's see. Now the 9 of diamonds comes out, and this is where he raises here. So what hands is he raising here? Well, let's just clear all these out again. I like to clear these out and start from scratch. So he's got straights with king jack offsuit. He's got some sets with 10s and 4s. He's got a bunch of 2 pairs as well with queen 9, queen 10, 10 9. Of course, these here we beat most of these 2 pairs. And let's say that he's going to raise his nut flush draws. Even though he does not hit the nut flush draw on the turn, let's just say that he would raise these. Okay. So our equity drops down to 52% versus this raising range, but I mean, obviously we're going to be calling here. We have more than enough equity to make this call. And we could also, let's not forget we could also improve to a full house here as well. So it's not like our hand is stuck at queen 10. We could always improve. 2 of hearts comes out, so this is just like a complete dud here. So we check. He bets full pot here, which is actually going to put us all in. So of course he's got a ton of straights here. He's got, well, let me switch this to combos real quick. So he's got 12 combos here, which is all his king jacks for straights, and he's got his sets here. He's got 4 combos of that. and he's got the two pair combos which we beat. Um, and so this is the interesting spot is, okay, let's say he's doing this with two pair or better, right? Let's just say he's not even bluffing and he's doing this with two pair or better. Our equity is 43%. So this is a tough spot here because we have enough equity to make this call. We definitely have enough equity to make this call. I wonder if we just have to bite the bullet on this one and make this call here. The only thing that like has me really questioning him though here is the fact that he raises the turn. And why wouldn't he raise the flop with two pair? Well, then he has queen 9. So queen 9, you know, but he could also have a set of 9s as well. And he hits a straight on the turn. Like, to me, honestly, it's probably unlikely he has two pair. More so that he hit a set or has a straight. I mean, normally also a lot of players are going to raise king jack here on the flop with the open ender. But maybe he's passive. Maybe he's not an aggressive player as well. I'm showing that he is not so aggressive. So if he's not really aggressive, then he might call his open enders here and not raise him. And then, of course, then he hits the straight on the turn. So I think the rule of thumb really is that if you're just not sure, you're probably better off folding. And I think that would make this the right play. I think. This could be an interesting one to bring to a forum, actually. In fact, maybe that's what I will do. All right, yeah, I think, actually, I'm going to bring this one to a forum. It's interesting. So there you go. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. This was definitely an interesting look at some out-of-position play. I'm going to look into playing some full ring, dropping down, of course, to NL50. I'm going to look into playing some full ring. I'm also thinking about depositing some money on Ignition and having 3 sites with Ignition, ACR, and Bet Online. Giving a thought. Just the only thing that's annoying about that is paying Bitcoin fees is frustrating. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like what you saw, do me a favor and please subscribe. And until next time, Poker Dad.